to Saturday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where spring is in the air today. There's blue sky and everything. It's most peculiar. If you live in the UK, you will know it's basically been endless rain for months. So it feels very nice when the sun finally comes out. I've got my window open. There may be a little bird noise in the background. And we are going to try a puzzle today called Sums Plus it's by Can Erturan, who constructs under the pseudonym Kane Puzzles. But Can is one of these phenomenal geniuses that inhabits the world of Sudoku. Chan's been following the channel since he was about, I want to say around 13, and probably around that age was when he started constructing. He now occupies the very, very highest levels at the World Sudoku Championship, and I think he's still so young. I don't know, he might still be 17, maybe. He might be younger than that. I might be doing him a disservice, but in the adult competition, Can does brilliantly, and I am a huge fan of his puzzles. He has a very, very well-honed knack of making puzzles that are clever with simple rule sets, and often classic rule sets. So this one is basically normal Sudoku rules. There's some arrows, and that plus in the middle of the grid, is an extra region, so it has to contain the digits 1 to 9 once each, and that's it. But apparently this is lovely. We've already had it recommended a few times, so I'm looking forward to having a go at it, and we'll read the rules together in a moment or two's time. Now, before that, let me look at my list of things to tell you about. Blueprints. I have just scheduled the stream. I got Mark's confirmation he can do Monday night. So Monday night, 10 p.m. UK time. Love to have your company if you're around. We will be back in the Blueprints mansion. Now, today is the last day of February. I know that's a fairly fatuous thing to say. It's true. But that means that tomorrow, if you're a patron of the channel, tomorrow afternoon at 4 p.m. UK time, we've got a brand new Sudoku Hunt competition starting. This one is by Blobs, ever popular Blobs, lovely constructor. Actually, Blobs is a little bit like Can, actually, for me, the sorts of puzzles they set. Anyway, Blobs has got a hunt based around indexing. So look out for that. It's a lovely thing. A little bit shorter than last month's hunt, so if you didn't finish all 19 puzzles from last month's hunt, do not worry. This one's still got plenty about it, but a slightly smaller hunt, and it's going live tomorrow afternoon, so do check it out. Now, other things, we had a bonus video this morning at 10 a.m. UK time. Jane Street made us a new puzzle, Party Planning. A very, very good puzzle it is too, especially if you like cryptic crossword clues. Yeah, I don't want to say more than that, but that is a lovely way to spend an hour. Really, really cool puzzle. And if you are of an age, sort of just leaving school, graduate age, that video contains details of how to apply to their Academy for Maths and Programming, which happens in New York City in the summer. Definitely worth having a look at. I hope you like my night swimming introduction. Did anyone recognise it? It's quite difficult to play on the guitar. But anyway, that's on my list of things to read out. So I thought I'd mention it. Now, birthdays. Let's look at birthdays. Well, the first birthday is not a birthday at all. It's an anniversary. 6th anniversary. Well, sort of 6th anniversary. For Meg and Jacob, who actually got married on the 29th of February 2020. And we had a very nice email about that. I can tell you, Jacob, that Meg can't imagine life without you. And she was recommending the chocolate spoon cake on the Amtrak trains, which apparently you had a lot of opportunity to sample when you went to her brother's wedding. Now, I actually have a picture of her brother's wedding cake. This isn't the Amtrak cake, but it is quite a splendid thing. Apparently this was cut open with a sword. It does look like it might need a sword, because that is a whopping great cake, and the ratio of icing to cake doesn't look too stingy to me. There does look like there's quite a lot of icing, maybe slightly too much cake, but that looks very delicious. Yes, I would like to try it, that is for sure. Anyway, Meg and Jacob, I don't know if it's your 1.5 anniversary or your 6th anniversary, but whatever it is, I wish you very well today. Next, Miles. Miles, you've turned 23 today, and I know this because your friend Harry wrote to me. And he told me that, Miles, you and your girlfriend now watch the channel, and I think that might be because Harry originally recommended the channel to you, Miles. I might have got that wrong, but I know that you all watch now, and for that I am extremely grateful. So thank you for doing that, and Miles, many happy returns today. I hope the cake is splendid. Next, Steve. Steve, I had an email from James saying that I should wish you a happy birthday. Now, James claimed that if I did this, it would make your week. Frankly, I would settle for just making your minute. I will hope this has made your minute to have a birthday wish on the channel. I'm told that you watch over breakfast every morning. So thank you for doing that, Steve, and many happy returns. And then finally, Brandon, it's your birthday today. I know this because your wife, Christine, wrote to me, and she wrote to me this afternoon at a time when I ought to have recorded this video already, but I was listening to the Liverpool match, so I hadn't started the recording yet, and Christine's email arrived. So I thought I would add you to the list. I know it is your birthday today. Christine thought she'd be too late. But I gather, Brandon, that you like to try and beat my times. Well, I doubt you'll have any issues today. And that's all the news. I will just mention, actually, yesterday's puzzle. I really recommend, if anyone's watching this who hasn't watched yesterday's video and likes chess, you must check out yesterday's puzzle, because it was really quite spectacular in my opinion, and I think a lot of people who had chess inclinations would enjoy it. Anyway, with that said and done, let's have a look at Sums Plus by Kane Puzzles, Can Erturan. The rules of this one are as follows. We've got normal Sudoku rules applying, so we've got to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. The grey region must contain each digit from 1 to 9 once. So that region there is like an extra region of the puzzle. It operates a bit like a 3x3 box, I suppose. We can't repeat a digit in it. And the digits along an arrow must sum to the digit in the attached circle. So if this was a 2 and that was I was going to try and put... Oh, that's such a silly thing to do. How do I go for random numbers there? And what I was going to write in there was a 7 and it would have clashed. That's very silly of me. So I'll go 2 plus 6 equals 8 instead. There. They are all the rules. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now I get to play. Let's get cracking. Now, I mean, this is a bit weird because I can very rarely do this and start puzzles straight away. But this is a 1. Isn't it? If you don't see why it's a 1, pause the video, but I think that must be a 1. And the reason I think that's true is I know I have to put a 1 in there somewhere. Well, it's really to do with the circles, to be honest. Those cells have to go in those cells, don't they? Because they have to appear in the extra region. And these cells have to go in these cells because they have to appear in the extra region, and none of these circles I've just highlighted can be 1 because they all have a 2-cell arrow emanating from them. So I think, unusually for a variant Sudoku, we can instantly write 1 into the middle of the grid, that's rather pretty already. Chan, you're not going to make me do Sudoku, are you? Oh, that's a possibility. I'm just noticing that I never really look at given digits because I so rarely get them nowadays. But I was noticing that I do have 2 7s and 2 8s as givens. This digit is given as well, effectively. That's an 8. How do we know that? Well, look at that string of digits. The minimum we could put on there would be 1, 2, and 3. And 1, 2, and 3 add up to 6 already. Oh, what's going on with my keyboard? So if these add up to 6, and this is at least a 1, this circle is at least a 7, but it's not allowed to be 7 or 9. So I think that has to be 8. Which means this can't be 8. I mean, that's so weird, because in the plus, I'm not going to try and pencil mark this, because I would have to pencil mark across boxes. But the 8 is in one of those cells, isn't it? So it can't be there. This could be 8 if this was 9. Oh no, that won't work. Sorry. I'm ignoring my given digits. If this was 8, this would be 9, and it would clash. So we can write 8 into box 4. So the 8 is now in one of 3 positions in the extra region. These digits, sorry, I'm trying not to cough. I've got a bit of a cough at the moment. No, I don't want to cough. Oh dear, dear, dear. Sorry. I'm going to start having to have water like Mark. Right. I think it might soon be safe for me to speak. Oh wow, that doesn't happen very often. This string, for this to be 8, I mean, this can't be more than 7. So it must be either 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 4. And this digit must be a 1 or a 2. And I suppose that digit must repeat in those 2 cells, because if it didn't repeat, then there would be 4 different numbers on the arrow, and those digits would add up to at least 10. Oh, sorry. Look, I can just write 8 into there. So maybe there's more I can do with Sudoku than I'd realised. I suppose... I was just thinking that once you get a number in a circle, it can never appear in a circle again. I mean, it's because I haven't pencil marked the 8 into the extra region. But I'm just wondering whether there's something I can do in box 6. I tell you what's quite an interesting question. I've put 1 in the middle of the grid, but I've got to put 2. I've got to put 2 into a circle. There are 2. There are 2 I can do. No, there aren't. Well, there are in theory. You could have put 2 into those 2 arrows, I think. You couldn't have put it into any of the other arrows, because if you tried to put 2 here, obviously these digits are different, and they'll add up to at least 3. So 2 has to be sort of, because it's the arrow's going to have to be double 1. It's either going to be there, or it's going to be here. But it's not here, because if this was 2, this would be a 1, and this cell wouldn't exist. So this has got to be 2. That's a double 1. There is no 1s in either of these 2 cells. Oh, actually, there's no 1s on these arrows at all. So it might be sensible to start thinking about 3s. Which circle can have a 3 in it? It can't be this one, can it? Because this would have to be a 1-2 pair. And it can't be these. So 3... Oh, okay, here is a lovely point. Here is a lovely point which is helping me to get over the frog in my throat. Yeah, I like this. Let's look. I'm not going to look at this circle. I'm actually going to look at those two cells together, because I've seen something there. Now, the minimum sum of those 4 digits is 10. If they were 1, 2, 3, and 4, they all have to be different, don't they? And then the minimum sum of those two is 3. Now that means that this digit, it has to be at least 5. I might even pencil mark it 5, 6, 7, or 9. But it's definitely not 3. It's not even... yeah. So where are 3 and 4? Yeah, where are 3 and 4 in the circles? That's what we're going to ask. Because these arrows can't have 1 on them at all. So the minimum these could be would be a 2 and a 3, adding up to 5. So we're not putting 3 and 4 in there. This arrow can't have 1 or 2 on it. So this is actually, that arrow is at least an... Oh, hang on, this is given. This is a 9. I just didn't see it. Oh, I'm getting all discombobulated. There's all sorts of things going on. But the only place 3 and 4 can go in the circles is here. That's true. And we'll deal with this in a moment. But I just want to come back to this circle, which I've realised something about. Because these two digits add up to at least a 3 plus a 4, don't they? Which is 7. Because they can't include 1 and 2. Well, this can't be a 7 by Sudoku, and it's not allowed to be 8 because 8 would repeat in the circles. And at the moment a digit repeats in the circles, you couldn't put it in the extra region. So this has to be 9. And these digits are either a 3-6 pair or a 4-5 pair. But let's come back down here. So a 3 or a 4 on a circle, if you've got, well, the digits are going to be from 1, 2, and 3. But both have to have 1 on them. And these can't be 3. That can't be 1. Oh, both have to have 1 on them, so that has to be 1. So that's a 2. So now this is a 2. That's big for the 8 arrow. Look, the 8 arrow here needs 6 more, so it doesn't have 4 on it. This is a 1, 2, 3 triple. Oh, goodness. Oh, there's probably something I can do with this. Well, this digit's actually a 3 by Sudoku. This is a 2. This is a 1. It's all going quite well. 2 is in one of those two cells by Sudoku in column 7. We can't, on the 4 arrow, you can't put 2. So that's going to have to be 3. That's going to have to be 4. That's a 3. That's a 2. This is a 1. Good. This is a 1. Good grief. Hang on. We are actually... This is about as well as I've done on any puzzle on the channel for quite some time. This can't be 9 anymore, because this would be 8. The difference between this digit and this digit is exactly 1. So this is 4, 5, or 6. Have I got all... I've got all the 1s. Can I get all the 2s? I can get some of them. Get more of them. Oh, there's a 2 on that. 2 on this arrow down here. So... where's the 2 in the extra region? Can we get... no, we can't. Oh, yes, we can. We can. Yeah, but we can get it. Where's the 2 in the extra region? So by Sudoku, look, it's in one of these two cells, but this 2... Why do I think there's a 2 on that arrow? No, that is correct. There is a 2 on the arrow, so there's a 2 here. And we're just left with... Yeah, we're just left with this little X-wing of 2s to figure out. Let's try 3s. Nil. Well, actually, this isn't a 3, so that can't be a 6 along the arrow adding up to 9. 3 has to be in one of 2 cells in box 1. So 3 could go in the corner in box 3. 3 It looks like it could be on the arrows here. So is it to do with the circles that we've not yet thought through? 7 in box 1 is in one of 2 places, so 7 could go here. 5, no. Not quite seeing what to do next. I suspect I can do much better with this extra region if I think it through. I've got to put 8, 3 and 4 into those cells. So these, oh, okay, so the circles I haven't got are just 5, 6s and 7s, aren't they? I've got 2, 3, 4, 8, 9. So these are from 5, 6 and 7. And that might, I don't know, that might matter. These two aren't 1s or 2s, so they add up to at least 7. And these two add up to at least 5. Does that matter? So these could be... Okay, well that's something. So there has to be a 7 in this domino. Because what I'm claiming, and this might be wrong, but it feels right, these two are at least 3 plus 4, that's 7. These two are at least 2 plus 3, so that's 5. So collectively, those cells add up to at least 12. So there must be a 7 in one of these two cells, otherwise they would only add up to 11. Now that means this digit is not a 7 anymore, which means this digit is not a 6 anymore. It means one of these digits is a 5, because they're either 5 and 4, or they're 6 and 5, so this can't be a 5. Which... well, no, I don't think that matters. I was just wondering whether there's a Sudoku point about this cell, because it's actually seen by quite a lot of digits. It's seen by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in one of these two cells, so it is a big digit. It's 6, 7, or 9. Yeah, I think all of those might be options actually. Oh, it's not 7 apparently, because I've got a 7 up here. Why? Oh, okay. No, that's true. So this is very restricted, this cell. But I don't know quite what to do with that. Oh, right, here's a very nice point. Where is 7 in column 3? This pencil mark tells us it's not in these two cells. This pencil mark tells us it's not in those 3 cells, so there's only one place for it. Now that's putting 3 on these arrows, which is probably not a big surprise, but it's something. There's a 7 in box 8 by Sudoku. There's a 7 in box 2 by Sudoku. There's a 7 in the extra region by Sudoku. There's a 7 over there by Sudoku. Hang on. Oh, okay, so a bit like the 2s over here, we're left with an X-wing of 7s over here. But that was definitely something, wasn't it? Where is 9 in column... Well, actually, I was going to say column 3, but I'm thinking column 1 as well. It's got to be in that domino at the bottom. It can't be on the tip of an arrow, because this would be at least a 10. So 9 is in one of 2 cells in box 4. 9 is in one of those 2 cells in column 5. And we now know there's definitely a 3 There's definitely a 3. I mean, actually, 4, 5. Yeah, we knew I could have got that anyway from the maths we did earlier. Because imagine there wasn't a 3 on here. This would be at least a 4, 5 pair. Well, that's already 9, and we know that's at least 5. So that would be 14, which I can't make this add up to. So it's probably quite difficult to put. So yeah, in fact, that logic tells us, because we know that this adds up to at least 5, and these can't add up to 14 overall, these can't add up to 9, can they? So they are either 3, 4 or 3, 5. And probably you can restrict this as well. We know there's a 2. If it was 7, yeah, it's the same logic. If this added up to 7, we know this adds up to at least 7. That's 14, which is too big. So this is also very restricted. But what does that mean? Well, that's a different question. The answer to which, oh, nearly. Hang on. No, that doesn't work. I was going to say, where's 8 in this box? I was thinking maybe I could get it out of the extra region, but I very much can't. So 8's in a domino in box. No, I can do better. 8's in one of these 3 cells in box 8. So this isn't an 8, so this is an 8. Let's double click 8's. I have got quite a few 8's. And I can't put 8 here because it would be in the extra region. Well, it would clash. So if it was here, it would be in one of the. No, okay, no, that might not be what we're meant to look at. Let's look at the bottom row. What do we need there? 4, 6, 9. That is not good. I don't think that's. I think I'm looking at the wrong things now. You know, when you sense you've sort of drifted off, you've drifted off the path that the constructor had set out for you. That's what I feel I've done. If these added up to 8, they would have to add up to 5, wouldn't they? 5. That actually doesn't work. That's weird. But imagine this was, if these add up to 8, so they are 3, 5. You can see because one of these is 7, or not. Let me put it a different way. Neither of those is bigger than 7. The 5 will go beneath a 2, won't it? So you're going to have 5 in some column. You're going to have 5, 2, 7. But then in the other column, how are you going to make any total work? It can't work. Because the other column is going to have, let's just say this was that other column, you're going to have 3. You're not going to have 2 available here because the 2 is going to be in the 5, 2, 7 column. So you're going to have 4. Because you can't have 2 and you can't have 3. But then you can't put 7 there. That's weird. That's weird. And when something is weird like that, that makes me think there might be another way of seeing that. So if these were 8, we know that these would be 2, 3, 13. I don't know, actually. That's just a peculiar point that I think that Chan has noticed about that congregation of digits. Well, anyway, they can't be 5. So they are, right, that's big. They're a 3, 4 pair, which means this is definitely adding up to 7. Now, the odd thing about that, is because one of these is a 7, it sort of franks this 7 pair, and whichever one of 5 and 6 is the other of these green cells. That will also coincidentally be the sum of this domino, therefore. So if it was 5, this is a 2-3 pair. If it's 6, it's a 2-4 pair. Oh, this is 3-4, so this is 6. This is 9 in the corner, and that is a... oh, whoopsie, whoopsie. Oh, whoopsie, whoopsie, whoopsie. That's a 4 by Sudoku. So this is not 4, so this is not 5, adding up to our 9 here. These two digits, so we're going to get those. We're going to get a 9 and a 6. We're going to get a 9. And what does this 6 do for us? Yes, it does something. That gets us a 6 here. So 6 is in one of those two cells in column 5, because it is in one of these 3 cells in box 5. What are those digits? 5, 8, 5, 8, 9. Can we do that? 5, 8, 9. This is an 8. So these two digits, one of those is a 9. I remember that from the extra region logic we did earlier. So one of these is 9, the other is 5 or 6. So only one of... oh, that makes sense. So only one of 5 and 6 is in the horizontal part of the cross. And those two digits, can we get those? What are they? They're 2 and 5. Oh. That doesn't work anyway. I was about to say... oh, no, I'm going to do it the other way then. Yes, I am going to do this the other way. I was thinking with one of these being 2 and 5, we couldn't have a 2, 5, 7 vertical piece, which we'd actually already disproved a few moments ago when I've been looking at 5, 2, 7. 5, 2, 7, that sort of string, and that would obviously break this cell. But I'm going to do that the other way round now, because how could you... oh, this is lovely, actually. How could either of these be 5? They can't be, because what will 5 have beneath it? Given that these are a 3-4 pair, and you can't put a 1 in there, you're going to have a 5, 2, 3 column, and that's going to kill this one of these cells. If you try and put 5 in either of those, it will be 5, 2, 3 as a sort of stalactite descending down column 1 or column 2, and it will break whichever one of these is beneath it. So these are not 5. That's a 6, 7 pair. Oh, of course it would be a 6, 7 pair. Well, Chan's in with the youth. He'll be all over that. So this is 5 now. That's 4. This is a 9. That's a 6. Okay, so that must do something. 6 can't go in the extra region twice. And hang on, we worked out these had to add up to 6, didn't we? So they don't involve 3 anymore, because these added up to 7. So what does that mean? I don't know. I'm sure it means... oh, I'm going to get these digits, aren't I? That's what it means. 3, 5, 9. Okay, I might be able to do better than that, but let's just pencil in 3, 5, 9 and see what that means. This is now not a 3, so that's got to be a 3. Now we should be able to know that digit. That's a 6 by Sudoku. Oh, bobbins. That puts 6 in the corner. We aren't getting a 3 in the corner, at least not up there. This is now a 4. This is a 9. It's not impossible. I shouldn't say this, but I will. It's not impossible that we're going to suddenly get somewhere here. Look, this is 4, 5 now to add up to 9, because 3's gone into this cell. This is now not 5. This is not 3. Are we chocolate teapotted there? Yes, apparently we are. This is not 9. Oh, neither of these are 9, because if we just put 9 in. Right, so we get a 5, 8 pair. What are these two digits? 6 and 8. Oh, we can do that. That's 6, that's 8, using the powers of Sudoku. And this 3 is lovely. That's going to do work. So that's 3, that's 4. You can't add 4 to, so it goes 2, 4, 6, 7, 2, 5, 5, 7. Oh, this is lovely, isn't it? How long is the video? It's actually not been that short. And I haven't finished, and it might have a sting in the tail. We need 3. Oh, this is naked, I think. In this row, it looks like we need 3, 4, and 5 to me, and that's got to be a 5 then. It sees 3 and 4, so that's a 3, that's a 9, that's a 5, that's a 5, that's an 8. That's an 8 by Sudoku. In this column, we've not put in 3 and 4, so we could do that. And in these 2 cells, we need a 6 and a 9, and we can do that. That's gorgeous. That is an absolutely gorgeous puzzle. Yeah, I love the fact that you can write 1 in immediately. I love the fact that you then have to have the thought about 2, and actually 2 is restricted at that point. I love the fact that I really loved the fact that 3 and 4 had to go down there. That was weird. And I got that from thinking about those as a collective, which was probably not the most inept thing I've ever done in my life. And there are plenty of inept things I've done. And then it's figuring out that arrow was that was strange and interesting logic as well. It's a gorgeous puzzle, isn't it? And hopefully you agree with me that Chan has a very, very unusual ability to set lovely, interesting puzzles using common rule sets. Let me know in the comments how you got on with the puzzle. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind, and we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.